Guys, welcome to the talk with Blackrose. Today we are discussing human rights, and the reason why I felt that there's a need for this discussion is because I feel like as a South African youth we need to be educated about our rights and what they actually mean, and we also need to be educated as to why we should respect these rights. So today in the discussion I'm joined by my guests. I have Gabriel with me. Also we are joined by Nancy. We are also joined by Kutlekwange, and lastly we are joined by Kekeletso. So guys, since last week we were celebrating Human Rights Day, how would you define human rights? From your own perspective, from your own understanding, what are human rights?
I'd say those are like the basic rights as well as like the freedoms that everyone in this world, and I mean everyone, is entitled to. From of course your birth until death. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, just being born already, you are entitled to basic rights. So the fact that you're human, you already automatically entitled to basic rights.
Yeah, without being judged on your character or who you are or stuff like that, just purely by being a human.
Yeah.
So like, for me, you know, it's a bit tricky where you'd say what is a right. But like the right is something that you come with from birth, that you have the right to life and you have the freedom of speech. That is a right, something someone can't take away from me and someone can't give to me. It's because I am me that I have it. Yeah.
Okay, so every year since 1994 we celebrate Human Rights Day. But I want to understand, and I want everyone at home to actually understand, why do we celebrate this day? Why is this day so special? Why do we need to celebrate human rights?
Well, according to my understanding, we celebrate human rights due to the Sharpeville massacre that happened in 1960, where school kids were basically protesting against the apartheid regime, where obviously, you know, during apartheid, we were forced to do things that we didn't want to do, like learning in Afrikaans, and so these school children were protesting against that, and a lot of lives were lost during that protest. So, to my understanding, that's why we celebrate the 21st of March, because those children were fighting for our rights.
I just, to add on what Kuhle said, I think it's important for us to celebrate human rights is because to remind each other that we are all humans and we all deserve the same rights. I mean, your rights are the same as my rights, same as your rights. Like, it's everyone deserves, and I think from the history we actually need to celebrate that finally the voices and the cries of those young people were heard, and we have to like give like thanks to them. So I think that's why it's important for us to actually celebrate the day. So we know during the day today we've got crime, we've got everything. Violation of rights happens every day. Someone's rights are being violated some way. So do you think that everyone, and I mean everyone, every human being is actually entitled to these rights, or there's a limit when we do certain things of your entitlement to the rights, and why do you actually think like that?
Well, I'd say that everyone is entitled to the rights because first of all, there's a right, it's like we've got a right to equality, right? So we all are equal. That simply means that everyone is entitled to the rights. That's what I think. Regardless of what you did. Because you know, even with criminals, they say that they're entitled to rights. And which people will be like, why? Because, you know, they violated other people's rights. But still the law is on their side.
I was about to say that, like, as a person that you go through certain things, your rights become violated. I think at some point you feel like, but that person does not deserve a certain right. I mean, I think that's why the right, having these rights and everyone being entitled to, we took away the death penalty in South Africa because of the right to life. But do you think, like, on your own, if you were someone violated your own rights, do you think that they still deserved the same rights as you, as a person? Or do you think that there's a limit to the number of rights that they should be entitled to?
I think for like social fairness, that the way it is right now of everyone having equal rights, having the same rights, and being entitled to the same things in terms of rights is correct. Because let's say, for example, you violate my rights, and then I feel just because I can now judge and it's subjective to me that no, Annalisa doesn't deserve her rights anymore. My parent or my best friend or my younger sister will do something as small as kick someone's ankle, and that person will then decide, according to how I see my rights, I feel like you no longer have the right to live, let's say, for example. So I feel like a set form of rights, set bill of rights, is actually something that sometimes may be seen as unfair, but it's something that is just and needed in order to control civil society.
So you think that irregardless of what a person does, they still deserve to have 100% of the human rights?
I think so. I really do think so. Because like, let's say, for example, this person that stabbed my brother on the streets was mentally ill or something, or this person was a sociopath, or something was not okay with this person. Still, that person is human. Something was not clocking right. Whether you were sane, whether you were not, you are human. You're entitled to the human rights. Mistakes happen. You do something, your mom doesn't throw you in jail for breaking the plate. She understands. So I feel like, although not every offense is breaking a plate, you need to understand humans aren't always, correct. Humans aren't always right.
But then I feel like you should get the rights that you, how do I put it? You must treat the others the way you want to be treated. So if I want to get a certain rights, I should show that, okay, this is the right that I fight for, the right that I want, therefore I must treat the others with that right. Do you understand?
But I also feel like, in terms of are we entitled to our rights, it's to a certain extent. Because like I'm just thinking now, like a simple right as freedom of expression, right? In my household, I wouldn't say I'm 100% entitled to the right of freedom. Today it might be hot and I feel like I want to wear shorts. And then my parents will be like, no.
No, not happening.
So I feel like,
not happening.
yes, we all have our rights, but to a certain extent, we practice these.
That's right.
Yeah.
But then again, having rights goes with responsibility. So you should take responsibility for your rights. Don't just go around saying, oh, these are my rights.
I have a right to, I have a right to, I have a right. So it's very important for us to draw the thin line
Yeah.
between people's rights.
But then, like, another thing, especially like with your race, but the right of freedom of expression, and people, you see it now on social media because it's rife. You have your different spheres of Twitter, like Twitter, actual Twitter. I don't know if actual Twitter is still anymore.
I'm not sure too. Like to just take it over.
And you find like a lot of people's rights are violated, but it's all hidden under the veil of freedom of expression. Like someone will pose in their bikini feeling very happy, tagging happy holiday, and someone will start fat shaming them, and then it's this whole movement of things not to do at the beach. And
Yeah,
it's normalized.
I think I get that. We have a lot of violation on social media, cyberbullying. We face a lot of that, and I think everyone can actually agree that the people that do all those things, I don't know what they get from it, but they basically destroy other people. It like destroys. So I think with freedom of expression, this whole I can write whatever I feel like, I can say whatever I feel like because I've got the right to, but we need to keep in mind that the same person next to you has that same right. It has that same right, And I think whoever comes up with these things on Black Twitter, because it gets down on Black Twitter, I won't lie, they need to like think, if it was me, would I then appreciate it if someone did that?
But then it also like moves with like social currents. So it's easy for something to pick up storm on social media, where it's like 101 things I don't like about Abone. And then you find out all the people posting stuff like that. And you find that that is marginalizing a certain group in society. Now people get this platform all of a sudden to bash, this platform all of a sudden to, I wouldn't say violate, but to a certain extent bend. Because, oh, I'm expressing myself, but, oh, you are violating their rights by doing so. Freedom of expression is you express your freedom, you have the freedom to express yourself, bearing in mind that you're not violating whoever's other rights you are. So you can express yourself, making sure you're not hurting Aboneli, you're not violating Abokufie's rights and stuff like that. And that is what I think people miss in their expressions. That, oh, I'm expressing myself, but what is your expression doing to the next person?
So since we all agree, I can say, is it safe to say we all agree that everyone deserves to have their rights, regardless of what they did? Then, who should look after these rights? If all of us are entitled, whose responsibility is to make sure that these rights are not violated, these rights are enforced?
I think I should take care of my rights, keeping in mind that I have the same rights as yours. Therefore, I should take care of my rights and your rights at the same time. Yeah.
But then, how do you apply that same logic to a criminal or to a rapist, a person that kills for the zest of it? They're clearly not thinking, I should take care of my rights.
Most definitely.
That's not what's on their mind. So how then does a person like that deal with it?
That is very tricky. It is. But it starts with you as a human being. Yeah.
So it goes with morality.
Moral, exactly.
When the morals are not there,
What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
You know, morality is according to what you think it is.
Yes. Yes.
Because me, morality is I'm comfortable in what I'm wearing. If it's a bum short that just covers my bum, compared to someone that's like, no, morality is by the ankle, what
You have to cover your
Who
knees.
defines what when it comes to
Morality.
taking care of all these things?
I think it's a tricky one because already our rights in some way they are controlled by the law or overseen by the law, but nowadays, I mean, our law is not really.
Yeah, our justice system is just failing us. It keeps on failing us.
So, that's a tricky one.
It also goes back to our education system and how we are raised at home, and the people that we belong around, and what we talk about, the things we, also like the books you read, everything you do, like kind of influences your actions and how you think. So you can always go back there just to, to refer, to see which direction you go in and stuff like that.
But then my thing then becomes, there are people that they can think logically or like attempt to think logically, think from the books you read, think from the Bill of Rights that says do not kill another, therefore I won't kill. But there are people that mentally, it just doesn't clock like that. What does that mean? Those people are not able to then keep their human rights, or not able to oversee, because the argument is people must oversee their own rights. But what happens to those people that can't think that this is right, this is what right looks like? The dross rapist situation, everyday children raping each other, go primary school. What does it entail for those people? Who then takes care of those people's rights if they themselves are not thinking, no, this is wrong? To them it's probably right. To them they probably don't know.
I think that's where you get from our jail and the health institutions, that's where they kind of get in to try and help with those kind of situations.
Then I think in those certain institutions, I don't think they take it seriously, because I mean the numbers keep on increasing on each day it's increasing, and we're not getting to the bottom of the problem. And even if something is reported, they hardly do anything. They hardly do anything, because I feel like with how we were raised, that people who are raised in good homes, taught good morality, this is the wrong, this is the right. But it goes to the friends we associate ourselves with. I mean, Ababandu, like almost 24/7 in our workspaces, in our schools, in our homes. You know, we talk to them more than we talk with our families. You understand? So it's how the things they do, they also influence us in a certain way. You know, so like, who should look after the rights? I think it's everyone's responsibility, but I think it's the justice system, you know, that should oversee everything. I really think it's them. Yes, it's your responsibility to make sure that your rights are looked after, and when you feel like the rights are being violated, you speak up. It is their duty to ensure that, okay, whoever violated your rights, there's like certain things that there's like consequences for it, you know. Not like, oh no, she tapped my butt, he tapped my butt, and then I sebenzi kanjani, you know, because like it's just like goes back with men. When men go report that they were abused, it's a joke, you know. It's a joke, and I think it's about time it stopped, guys, because men do get abused. They do get abused. So I think our justice system, if it can just improve on how they do things, and if they can put like serving justice to the citizens more than anything else, like let it be their passion, let it be their ultimate goal, are South African citizens satisfied? Because every day we cry, injustice, injustice, injustice. They can see that people are crying for like it's injustice. Now can we actually improve our systems to another level? So since we're like talking about, we are post-1994, the youth. Do you guys actually think, like I need your honesty now, do you think the South African youth respects the human rights?
To be honest, I don't think so. I mean, I feel like I don't even know all my rights, and you know, I don't expect someone that was born like yesterday to know their rights as well. So I just looking at how we behave now as the youth, it's very clear that we don't really respect not only our rights but the rights of others. I mean, not so long ago in Limpopo there was that
Toriso.
I mean, how did they feel like it was okay to just kill someone else?
And then brag about it.
Exactly.
You brag about it, you go around bragging.
And also, my issue would then be the whole umbrella term, the youth, because in everything there's always the people, the minority that are trying to, you know, abide by the law and do what society says, and then there's the other group, the others, so to say. So it then plays on who are we looking at and who is respecting or not respecting, because I'm not going to say I do not know my rights, but of those that I do know, I exercise fully.
Okay, so like there's this saying that says, one rotten potato spoils the whole bag.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if 5% is respecting the human rights, it's still the majority. You know, like also when you're looking at statistics, right? Like for example, looking at crime rate in South Africa, it's at this certain percentage. We're not saying every citizen in South Africa, but they're gonna say South African crime rate is at this level. They're not gonna say certain citizens, no, South African crime rate. So it sort of like takes everyone who's a South African citizen. So also when we look at the youth, yes, we do appreciate those that practice their rights. We are with them, you know. But when we look at the youth, all of us, it's all of us, like us, all as the youth, we have to stand together. I mean, we can't shift the blame and say, I mean, if we keep on shifting the blame, but I do it right, she does it right, we'll never get anywhere, you know. I'm not saying people should take responsibility for people's wrongdoings as young people, but I'm saying that as the youth, if we could actually own up to it that, you know what, yes, my fellows are actually violating these rights. My fellows are not respecting these rights.
But my fellows are not all of me. There's also like influence where there are my fellows that are consciously going out into communities and are trying to give back. You know, our 67 minutes hasn't died. 67 minutes to some people is 67 weeks, 67 months, every single day of their life. And just because une potato A1, that is just attempting to spoil the bunch. It all depends on revolutions. Remember your Russian revolutions, all these revolutions. Yeah, there was a bad or a dictator or someone that was trying to oppress the people, but people always stand up at the end. It all depends. Good always overthrows the evil.
Yeah.
So I understand that there's a view that there's a portion of the youth that do not respect it. But there's also a portion of the youth that respect it, and that portion should also be equally recognized. Because even if you look at South Africa, we're a developing country, right? So not every single youth in our country has an access to a cellular device, that is a smartphone, that has constant or any form of Wi-Fi/internet connection to be violating on a cyber context. Yeah, so like to conclude, we can't just say everybody as the youth. I understand the whole statistics thing and that they look at the umbrella term, not good youth versus bad youth. But for example, like us, the people that are trying to teach people of the human rights and show them like what to and what not to do in the human rights context, we are somewhat part of the others that are abiding by. So we can't just say not all youth, but yes, there are youth that aren't and youth that are. Yeah. Skaraking plastic in your one, guys.
We won't. Okay, so as like every year we celebrate like youth, it's your Human Rights Day once a year. So I want to understand from your opinions, why do we then celebrate Human Rights Day once a year when human rights violation takes place every day? I'm not saying every day should be a public holiday, by the way. Just so you know, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying maybe if we had like some form of, you know, human right, maybe like in our social media, television, you know, the technology we have today to teach people about human rights. Because I think sometimes you violate a right without actually knowing you're violating it. Because you don't know your rights. Like what you said, she doesn't know all her rights. I also don't know all my rights, by the way. But do you think that it's okay for us to just celebrate it once, or to just all of a sudden for that 21st of March we are all on human rights? You know, we want everyone to know what human rights are. Then after that, it's all forgotten.
I feel the main reason why they actually made 21st of March a public holiday was so that we remember, or we just embrace what actually happened in the day. Not a thing of every day must actually be celebrated, but just for us to actually be thankful and to remember where we come from and our history and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, for me, like, as much as it happened that day, I feel like it's something that should be emphasized every day. Because, like you were saying, other people don't know their rights, you know? So if we're going to be celebrating it on the 21st of March, which is focusing on human rights on the 21st of March only, you see, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, we should emphasize on it, like you were saying, with technology, you know, get pages, get campaigns that are working on that.
Like, I think maybe, you know how they do it for cancer and stuff? They have like annual things, like every day it's happening, every day. it's happening. Why can't we have something like that for human rights? You know, where we educate people about human rights and human rights violation. Like, not that we must have another public holiday sometime during the year. No, but like, because like, for example, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't really get what happened on that 21st of March, 1960. But I know that people were killed, you know, they were trying to fight for their rights. But like, maybe if we had like some form of like, these are your rights, you know. Not that get 21 March, it's a public holiday, because I think that's why we rejoice. It's a public holiday. But I think we should like I think we should educate the people the purpose of that day, what it means and stuff like that, and let it run throughout the whole year, you know? Because human rights violation takes place every day. It doesn't take place on the 21st of March or the 22nd of March. It takes place every day. So if we educate, you know, like how they say education is what? Knowledge is power. So if people have that kind of knowledge, they're exposed to it. And it also goes back to like the rural areas, like Keke said, some people don't have access to technology. How do we then educate those ones?
That's where history.
It goes back to us knowing not our basic rights, but then all of our rights and practicing them every day. So that through us practicing them, it's us actually, like, I don't know, not that just the 21st of March is where we celebrate human rights, but it's every day we practice human rights. That way we won't actually feel like we're just embracing human rights on that day. Yeah.
I also think like mass media does play a huge role in like trying to educate people about the human rights. Because you'll see like certain soapies, you know, after they speak on, like they say the episode was on like woman abuse or child abuse or whatnot, at the end of like the screen credits, they have like the foundation that deals with Alcoholics Anonymous, your child abusers, our power and whatnot. So mass media, in the sense of television and your telenovelas, you know them.
Yeah.
They are out there. They do play a role in informing that as much as we are televising such ads which are everyday life to somebody out there, this is how you can help. This is how we are trying to show you can help yourself and deal with them. So, and also it's a very subjective manner. You know, what you celebrate every day and you value and you practice every day is because you believe in it.
Yeah.
For me, I can have my birthday 4 times a year. So quarterly, I am having a birthday for each quarter that I've been. So I feel like so if I'm having my birthday quarterly and I'm celebrating my life, me being alive, every single quarter of the year, something subjective like that, human rights can be celebrated every day. I'm a black woman in society, I'm a black woman in South Africa, I'm going to celebrate that every day. From like a little ribbon here reminding me to like a t-shirt that says Happy Human Rights Day to me every day. You know, that reminds everybody else that Human Rights Day for me is every day. So it all depends on like you as a person and how you want to celebrate such occasions that are important to you.
Okay, so when we look at the youth, I think it's very important we focus on post-apartheid youth, because I mean, it's us, we the youth. So, do you think from what happened in 1960, 21 March, we are grateful? Do our actions show that we are grateful? Now, I understand Keke, there's like the other ones that are grateful, the other ones that are not grateful, but now can we look at the umbrella? You know, as the youth, do you think majority of us grateful for what happened in 1960, 21st March?
The big question is, do majority of us even know what happened?
Like me, guys!
So, how can you be grateful for something you don't even know?
It's like when you're given an allowance to your parents, or not allowance, but maybe like your parents give you a car for a day. Like, how do you drive that car? Do you drive it the same way that your parents drive it? or are you traveling because you want to show off? Same goes with money. Do you spend money wisely because your parents gave it to you or because you actually earned that money? You know, we can't, it's not the same. It's not.
So it depends. Do you know your history? History teachers, please teach us. Please, we beg for that history. So, okay, now let's take it as if we all know.
Okay.
Let's take it, we all, because I think SABC Foundation does actually, during that time, they do try and portray what happened back in the day. So, let's just take it, we all know. Do our actions, or are we just being ungrateful? We were never there, so...
No, I think maybe the delivery of our gratitude might be off, but like we are certainly aware that we are free.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
most definitely.
In our
Most
everyday
definitely.
actions, how we, have the freedom to protest, how we behave as a youth. We are vibrant, we are young, we are loud.
We do whatever we feel like doing, what doesn't matter the time, the place.
And everyone
Since our teenage.
knows that the substantiation is I have rights. I am a human, I have rights. So maybe the delivery isn't of a grateful manner, but we are conscious that really we have these rights. Yeah.
So we're saying that we don't show gratitude, our actions don't prove that we're actually grateful. I mean, like, let's just take it, maybe what if, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but just what if whatever they were facing that time, it would happen now. I mean, I think that's something we don't understand, that we need to be grateful for these rights, because the people who fought, they died. I mean, for us, just to have a better future, for us to have a better way of living and better way of doing things. But our actions don't actually prove that we're actually grateful. It's like when your mom gives you something, let's say, Omega Isonga, and then the next door neighbor, your bread is dry. The next door neighbor, they don't have anything. Obviously, in this day and generation, you'll be like, who eats dry bread? Understand? You're not aware that someone else is not having that. They don't even have that dry bread. So I feel like it's the same thing with us. We have these rights. We're not aware of what happened back then. They didn't have them. So now we are not grateful. We're like, whatever, we were born, I was born in 1999, there was no struggle, so I'll live my life, whatever. So I think it goes back to our education system. Okay guys, so from today's discussion, we can all gather that we are all using, or we're all practicing our rights, but at the same time, we are violating some of these human rights. So whatever was said today, it was people's opinions. We are all entitled to our own opinion. So don't now go into social media and be busy throwing things at other people, okay? You're all entitled to your own opinions. So if you did enjoy this video, please do like it and drop us your comments. Tell us what you think about today's discussion.